Hello, I'm out and about again and the sun's just come out, hurrah, and I'm looking for signs of spring. One of my neighbour's gardens is absolutely covered in crocuses and there's a honeybee visiting some of them, which is pretty extraordinary. As you can see, there's the last of the snowdrops there and crocuses everywhere. Look at that. Oh, yellow ones as well. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, everything's all still very brown at the moment, but it's what you'd expect. I mean, we're still in winter, aren't we? We won't really start to see the spring proper until we get into March, April. Wind's got up though, and I can hear a skylark. You probably won't be able to hear it over this damn wind, but there is a skylark singing in the next field. That's always a really good indicator of spring. I'll try and boost the volume here. You still might not hear it. Here we've got dog rose, and there's a mistletoe growing in the middle of here, and the mistletoe is coming into bloom. Did you know mistletoe have flowers? Oh yes they do. There they are. Where the berries were not so long ago. Quite nice walking down through here. Still looks a bit autumnal really, because there's a lot of leaf litter, and the only real green is the brambles and the holly and the ivy and all the evergreens, the things that stay green all winter. But there's new growth on all the trees. There's buds on a lot of the young trees, and won't be long before all this will be covered in nice heavy foliage up above, instead of these skeletal branches, which would be nice. Down at ground level there's evidence that the spring is coming. You can see here, look. These are the first signs of the bluebells coming up. I mean, we won't actually see the flowers until probably late April, May, but nevertheless the shoots are starting to push up through the soil. That's always nice to see. There's loads over here. Look at all these. Starting also to see a lot of the carrot family plants coming up. Very hard for me to tell at this stage whether that's going to be cow parsley or whether it's going to be hogweed or any of its relatives. As long as it's not the more poisonous relatives like hemlock, I'll be quite happy. But at this stage in the game, probably best to avoid eating, just in case. Starting to see a lot more dog poo bags around here recently, which is really annoying. If someone's taking the time to pick it up, you think they'd actually put it in a bin. But some unusual fungus here. Not quite sure what these are. They're bright orange with a yellow outside. Oh, there's some more down there, look, hiding under there. I'm not entirely sure what they are. And yeah, it's interesting. Of course the trees are all in bud. This little multi-limbed or multi-trunked oak tree here, as you can see. There's leaf buds on the end of every branch at the moment, which is lovely. Although bizarrely, some of the oak trees haven't actually lost all their leaves this year. I can't begin to explain why that should be, but while most of them are completely stripped, some of them don't seem to have lost any. They've hung on to them all, even though they're all dead and brown and hanging on. Better quality glue, I expect. These are the buds on a goat willow tree. And they look as if the flowers are actually starting to emerge already, which is quite nice. That's a goat willow there, with the remains of a fungus there. And of course ash is quite distinctive because it's got these black buds. I don't think there's any other tree that's got really black buds, but ash trees, yep, easy to tell them apart from any other tree. Some little catkins here on a birch tree. I think it's a birch tree. If I'm wrong, I'll put a ticker tape at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that's a birch. Only a young one as well, only planted last year. And over here is another fairly newly planted tree. This is a horse chestnut, which have really quite fairly developed buds already, as you can see, going right up the trunk. And this lovely trident at the top. springer's got into Harris as well. He's having a nice moment. Now we come to this hawthorn tree, and again, hawthorn trees, there are, if I can get the photograph of it, there are some buds on the end here, as you can see. The buds, little red buds, and some of the leaves are just starting to poke through the ends. It's just very hard to capture on a phone camera. I should have brought the big camera with me, really. Starting to see a few little buds on the blackthorn. It's hard to stop it wobbling around in the wind here, but yeah, they get these little buds on the end like this, and they're quite tiny. They're quite tiny. It's really hard for me to photograph them, but nevertheless, shows the blackthorns coming back to life as well. Wherever I walk around this little piece of the fields, there are daffodils coming up everywhere. There's some there, look, and just beyond them, there's some more over here, and some more over there, and some more beyond them. They are everywhere around here, and that's going to be lovely as well. That'll go with the yellow of the dandelions and the yellow of the buttercups. And now we're just coming down to a cherry tree, a wild cherry, and there you go. You see, there's the wild cherry buds. They're all coming along nicely as well. Yep, all the trees are in bud. It's fabulous to see it. Now here's one of those weird oaks I was talking about that's kept all of its leaves. I have no idea how this has happened. It's just an oak tree. It's just an English oak. You can tell by the leaves. It's not a sessile oak. It's not a turkey oak. There's nothing special about it at all. But it's for some reason kept all of its leaves. Whereas all the oaks around it, like that one there, and like that one there, and like that one there, and all of them along here, haven't. And even though the wind's blowing at a fair old crack at the moment, the leaves aren't coming off. I have no idea why this happens. There is another one. Lots and lots and lots of young bluebells, and lots and lots and lots of crocuses. What a lovely way to end. Oh, and some lords and ladies here, look, and some other ladies just to end. So there you go. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next video. Bye bye.